If you are pregnant, I strongly suggest that you buy this guide. You are lucky it came on time. But unconscious in a way that you can see your surroundings. You got what that machine is called. The baby was fighting for his life. If you're a guy and you're watching this video, but then it means that I'm going to be induced. Hello, hi, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today's video, as you saw from the thumbnail, we're gonna talk about our birth and delivery story. It's now 4 months and I'm only getting the courage now. It has been a busy 4 months, taking care of baby, getting to know myself, learning a lot of things and all that. I intentionally wore this blouse. It's my traditional attire. It's not full, I just decided to wear this half. It comes with the headpiece as well as a skirt, or you can wear it as you can make it as a dress. But this is called Musisi. This specific outfit, I made it myself, and it was made for our last year's traditional anniversary. So we're supposed to go for a shoot, but then I didn't know I was pregnant. So by the time we were supposed to go for the shoot, I was already nauseous and all these kind of things. So I actually never got to wear this outfit. So today we're gonna talk about that birth story and delivery. Let me not waste your time. I actually gave birth at week 40. In my week 40, that was supposed to be 21 March. So I had an app that I was using since the time that I found out that I was pregnant. I was following that app. I'll leave it here. It's a pregnancy calculator that set and your cycle, and then it can predict when you're going to give birth. So that's an app that I was using. So every week from the beginning, it will tell me what the baby looks like, what we are adding and all that, and anything else. So it predicted that I was going to give birth on the 21st of March. So around, let me say from March itself, from the beginning of March, I started having funny contractions. Nothing serious, but they would usually happen on a Friday. So the Friday night, I'll feel funny, but it won't be long. It will be not really through the night, but it will disappear before I know it. I'll be in my sleep. So it went on for 4 weeks. Let me say 3 weeks, because the fourth one was now the actual time. So this contraction has been there. I've been seeing my nurses. I go in if I have any complaint. I talk to them. They tell me it's okay. I can go back home. Or if it's not, this is what you should do. So at some point, I was like, every time I stood from the bed to go and pee, I'd feel like water. I can't explain what that was. But water will come out. So sometimes it's not like I'm going to pee. It's not like my bladder is full, but sometimes I'm just leaving the bed. Then I went in, I got checked, and they checked the water in the sack for the baby. The water was okay, and the balance and everything seemed to be fine. They just told me, no, maybe you just pee yourself. So the doctor also confirmed that there's nothing really wrong with me. So that was one of the first signs that got me scared, because then I thought maybe that's what they say, the water broke. Because what initially happened with me, I never experienced that water breaking story. So it's something that I'm looking forward to, maybe somewhere in the future, or maybe a friend or something. I want to see how that looks like. So there was a friend of mine who gave birth 9 months before me. So when I found out I was pregnant, that's the time she was coming out of labor. So she was my Google, she was my dictionary, she was my everything. So she was like, no, you must wait for mucus with blood. In my case, none of that happened. It was just more of mucus kind of discharge, and it was clear up to the very day that I went to labor. So that's why this story is so confusing. So these contractions went on. We went in at the hospital for a final checkup. They checked me. I was fine, and they put me on the. I forgot what that machine is called, but I'll leave the name here and how the chart looks like. So they tied belts on my belly to monitor if there was really any contractions like that maybe were happening. Then they needed to take me in. So there were normal contractions, slight contractions. I came back home. That was just on a normal visit checkup. I think one of the last checkups. And then that day I decided to take a picture of false labor contraction and the real ones. But to me, what was happening actually was the false ones. It's what I was actually mostly experiencing. So when they checked the contraction with that machine, they saw that everything was okay. But anyways, the doctor said, okay, if that was a week more to go, the doctor decided to write for me that, okay, if you're not going to, give birth on this specific date that we're expecting, which was 21 March, then you can come in on that specific day, 21 March. It was on a Tuesday, so that you can be taken in and be induced. I had already did my research on inducing a labor and all that. I asked all my questions because I was so worried about it. I've heard about how painful it is and everything else. I asked him and he was so calm. He told me calmly, like, stop following Google. Not everything you get on Google. Don't believe everything you read on Google and all that. So yeah, that kind of calmed me. So now in my head, I'm someone who works. I like my mind to be prepared. So what happened from that day, I totally wiped off the 21st of March. I was like, then it means that I'm going to be induced. I think it was 28. Yeah, 28. Because for him, his suggestion was like, he rather opt for me to be induced than just to keep waiting for real contractions to come, because he doesn't believe in C-section. So he was like, instead of keeping that baby growing in bigger, it might be a problem. Maybe the baby might grow bigger and you won't be able to give normal delivery. Then you end up with a C-section, which is something that he doesn't recommend. He has showed me how bad it can be, the recovery, the layers they have to cut, and how long it might take for you to recover, or probably your body doesn't recover, right? So yeah, that was the case. So now in my head, I had already erased the 21st of March. Now I'm like, yeah, we're going in 28 for that induce, right? Now, the 19th of March, Saturday, the pain started. It comes and goes. But this time it's different. It's not the same as the other 3 weeks. So the Sunday, I just took a mattress, just lie down. There I was. It comes and goes. Not for a second did I think that I was in labor. I didn't think that I was in labor. So what I did, especially that March, I started walking a lot. Like in the morning, I wake up early in the morning, even 5. I walk around in the yard. I walk around. I also sit on this guy here. This is the exercising ball. This thing helped me a lot. This thing, I bought it in Pep for $120 Namibian. $120 Namibian. If you are pregnant, I strongly suggest that you buy this guy will help you so much. I bought this, I think, at week 35. Actually, what happened, sorry, now I'm going back to this other story. So because there was a place in Eros where I was supposed to go. I also went there where I wanted to go and attend a birth class. But by the time I contacted them, they were like, they can't take me in because you need to go in like 4 weeks, in 4 weeks, once a week. They said the 4th week, then you go in with your partner. So it's classes on giving birth, how to prepare you mentally, and what to expect during the labor. So when I called them, like I said, they said they couldn't take me in because I was late. So I was going to miss 1 week. And then I decided to go online. I googled for birth classes. I got one perfect one. And in that class, they showed this thing and how important it was. So that's when I was motivated to go and buy this guy, right? So when I bought this guy, I made sure that I used him each and every second. So if I'm doing my makeup, if I'm just seated, I was no longer sitting on chairs, and every time I'm there just humping on it. I googled for exercises on YouTube. I watched the videos on how you can exercise if you're pregnant with the exercising ball and all that. These things help you to open your pelvis. When I tell you, I go to the hospital at 8+ centimeters, 8 going to 9 centimeters. So I highly recommend that you buy this exercising ball. Buy it as soon as, I would suggest 35 or even earlier. You can still use it, but at 35 now, it's for you to just sit on it and bounce on it, because as you are bouncing, you are kind of opening the pelvis, sending the baby's head in there. Then it helps to open up. There's one video when I was doing my makeup. The video is the DIY photoshoot. I was seated on this ball, so I made sure that I sit on it all the time. So guys, if you know a friend, if you know if your wife is pregnant, if your cousin is pregnant, whoever that you know that is pregnant, please advise them to buy this exercising balls. The million videos on YouTube on how to use it and why you should use it as a pregnant mom to be. So right, that was it about this ball. Yeah, back to the story. So I was talking about how I had forgotten about the 21st of March. Now in my head it's just 28th March. So Sunday, the pain is getting worse. The pain is getting worse and worse. The idea was, I didn't want to go to the hospital and be told you are 2 centimeters, like I've heard, and seen others. You go to the hospital, 2 centimeters, you are sent back home. So that's what I was trying to avoid. Now, when the pain got worse at midnight, 12, 11 there, I was like, okay, let's just go to the hospital and see. I have nothing to lose. If we come back, we come back. Because I just wanted to get in and give birth, and that's it. Not just to get in and see how others are screaming and what when you are told you are 2 centimeters. That's what I didn't want. But now, he grabbed the things, we went in the car, we drove. In the car now. Ooh, in the car. I can't even explain that feeling, the drama. That's why I'm only making this video after 4 months. I'm still traumatized. When I tell you, it felt like this upper part, it's like the 2 parts were just ripping. They were trying to rip apart, like the bottom and the upper, the bone here. No, I can't explain it, but I just thought I was going to die. And I wasn't sure if I was still myself, whether it was actually happening to me, because that pain, Hey! We got to the hospital. They checked me right away. I was 8 to 9 centimeters already broken. When she just did this, the head was already hanging. She was like, "You are lucky you came on time. You really, really came on time, because this baby was going to fall off if you took long. The moment you're just going to stand up, this baby was going to fall off." Right away, there was not even time to change whatsoever. We went in the room that they gave me. Now we get there, the pain is still there, but now the contraction are not as, they were a bit far apart. So they bring that same machine that they tested me with the other week, a week ago, and they can see that the contractions are there, but they're a bit far apart. This is where the drama starts. Okay, I just see homegirl, the nurse now, bringing in a drip. I was like, Ooh. When I revisit these moments, I'm even shivering right now. She came in, she brought, I could see she's bringing a drip. Yeah, they insert it, they check my BP and all that. She inserted the thing. When I tell you that I didn't know if I was alive, if I was dreaming, if this was actually happening to me, if this pain was in my head, or this pain was actually on my body, or oh, I don't know what happened there. Let me just say, I don't know what happened to me. I think what I remember, I don't know, maybe I was about to pass out, but the feeling I got is like when you let me say I was unconscious, maybe. What is it, unconscious? But unconscious in a way that you can see your surroundings, you can see what they are doing. But the pain was so extreme that I didn't know if I was alive. I didn't know if it was me that was going through that. I didn't know. The pain was intense. That's what I can tell you. And you know what that drip was? That's what they say, induce. So they induced me in that moment. So they induced me to increase the pain so that the contractions can now be because the baby was fighting for his life. The pain, so I was told to push, but now my mind is concentrated to the pain. So I did push the first, the second time. But now, when you're in labor ward, you're not supposed to scream. When you scream, you get tired very fast. But now, I started screaming before I could even push because of the pain that I felt from the drip. Because, guys, I think that she just opened the drip a bit for a millisecond. But the amount of pain that overtook me, yeah. So I was not screaming already, screaming because of that pain before I could even start pushing. So I started, when I was told to push, I pushed, the baby came a bit, almost. But now, it's also the pain there now. Because this pain of the drip, I don't even know where it was coming from. I don't know where it was paining, to be honest. I don't know. It's like maybe the whole body was paining. Or it was in my mind. Or it was here where it was getting in. I don't know. but that was a pain on its own. That's what I can tell you. So now, when I was told to push, now there's also that pain there. The pain of that bone, the bone here. So as I'm pushing, they have also that thing like the belts here to monitor the baby's heart and what. They did that. I pushed. But at some point I got tired. Like I told you, I feel like I zoned out. The nurses tried by all means to get the baby out. You know when you just had a gene and you weigh it and the tears because it's too small. I just had like, that day. So there was a needle, an injection that got in. That's another pain on its own. I could feel all these specific pains where they're coming from. That's a pain on its own. And then a cut. When I tell you, I was just hanging. If you're a guy and you're watching this video, I just want you to appreciate your wife, your girlfriend, or whoever is carrying the baby, or whoever carried the baby, even your mother. Because guys, when you are in there, that's a life. It's a matter of life and death. Because you can die there because of complications, maybe blood, you bleed. You can also die from your own mental something. I don't know how to explain it. But just that scare that you're not prepared for, it can also kill you. So I teared, there was an injection, they pushed, one lady tried to help me push from here, and then the baby just came out like that. The baby is out. It's done. So I was just rushed to that room. I think it was 1. So by 2:22, the baby came out. 2:22, the baby came out, and this is the injections and what the cutting and what. So and when the baby comes out, it's like nothing happened. It ends like it's done. Funny enough, it's done. It's done because that injection before the cut was to numb the area. So from there I couldn't feel any pain anymore. I was tired. When I tell you I was tired, my back, I was extremely tired. So what I appreciated the most about the ladies that were on duty that night is the fact that they were caring. They were not like, what I've heard from other people. You get nurses that are there, pushing you, harassing you and whatnot. These ones were very, very patient. Very, very patient with me. Like, they were there, they made it, I guess they understood what that thing did to me. So they were not like pushing me around, do this, you're killing the baby, do this, what. No, they were very calm. So the baby came out, they cleaned me, and we took about close to 2 hours stitching the boys up. Luckily the father is here to handle him. So yeah, it took us 2 hours to stitch. So after giving birth, the baby put in her hand, like her whole hand, to clean and pull whatever was out there. All the blood clots, all the everything. She cleaned me. When I tell you she cleaned me, she took her time like I was her blood sister. She cleaned, she made sure that no blood clots, no nothing is left in there. Like really, make sure that everything is out, Then we started stitching. There was an inner layer, let's say this one. She had to stitch, took her time. She did the stitch. She came to the second layer, stitched. She finished, and then the final layer now. She stitched, she stitched, she stitched, and then she was finally done. And by then the baby was with the father in the other room. So then they came back and eventually I was given the baby to breastfeed. The baby was so, I don't know, yeah, he eats, even now he eats, because that time already he just started eating immediately. So, and also one thing that helped me to have milk or my nipples to be easy to, because I didn't struggle even when I was pregnant, even when I was still when I was, I think, already from 30, milk, my boobies already big, like sometimes milk will just come out. And the trick to that was to apply Vaseline. So if you have a friend, a sister, or you yourself are expecting, just get some Vaseline and also just always rub it around on the black area or on the nipples. Let me say on the nipples. That makes the nipples soft. So by the time you give birth, you'll not struggle to, you know, to breastfeed your baby. The milk will just come. Literally, before I even went to the hospital, I bathed that night. And when I did this, the milk was coming out. So sometimes it will be even hating. So I'll just pump it out with my hands and I'll be relieved, I'll be fine. So it was not difficult when the baby came. I fed my baby and we all reunited and we were happy. But that experience I'll never forget. But also on the other hand, I'm not sure if that's the last time. We never learn. I'm not sure if that's the last time, because yeah, when you start a family, you start. There's no going back. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments section, how was your experience as a first time mother? How did it go? Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, guys. It's for free. This will help this channel to grow, and this will help YouTube know that I am doing something for you guys. So until then, guys, again, my name is Mwaka, the wifepreneur. If you're new on this channel, I talk about entrepreneurship, productivity, social media growth, as well as motherhood. So guys, let me know in the comment section if this video was helpful. If you know someone who is pregnant, don't forget to forward this video to them, because there are a few things that they might learn from it. I'll see you in my next one.